Another recommendation and another video. Thank you to Anand Swami for your awesome idea on doing this Atlantean kind of aquatic styled base. I really had a lot of fun doing it. Never worked with Prismarine and that sort of block before, so it was brand new to me. Definitely a challenge, but it was definitely fun as well. If you guys want to have a shout out yourself, comment down below some awesome ideas that you want to see me build, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. For those of you who are new, my name is YoMikester238, and if you guys are brand new, consider subscribing and liking. If each of you guys right now were to tell one person about this channel and get them to subscribe, we would already be up at 130 subscribers. So go ahead and share this video and like and subscribe yourself as well. And thank you guys who are already there faithfully following as well. But thank you also to Anand Swami. I'll put a link down to his channel down in the description for the awesome idea to do this aquatic base. It was super fun to build. And we'll be getting to it in just 1 second, I promise. I'll list the materials down in just 1 second, but it was really, really fun to build. Definitely a challenge, but it turned out really, really cool. So with that said, I don't have much else to say. Let's jump into the video and get it started. One last thing, right before we start, I did totally forget to say, I'm also releasing my worlds now on Planet Minecraft. I've decided as of today that I'm gonna actually start releasing them on Planet Minecraft if you guys wanna download them. So there will be a link down to that in the description below. If you guys ever wanna check out the worlds that I have, just go into Planet Minecraft, follow the link, and download it, and you guys can check them out. With that said, let's actually start the video now. Let's get it started. So the very first thing, as usual, we're going to do is clear out a grid, which right here you can see I have a 21 by this way, by 21 this way. It's just kind of a square right now. And for building this, I built this huge glass dome, which you don't actually have to do. I would recommend using a conduit or something if you're doing this in survival. But if you're doing creative, this really does help. And the only reason I'm doing this is so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing and follow the tutorial. With that said, the materials for the first part is going to be stripped warp stem, stripped warp hyphae, prismarine bricks, dark prismarine, warp planks, warp planks, warp stairs, prismarine brick stairs, and dark prismarine slab. So now if we go ahead and get our stripped warp stem, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 using the grid. Then we're going to go 1 block out and place that right there. And again, that's just 7 that way, then 1, and we place the block right there. Then from there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and place one of the stripped warped hyphae on top. From there, we're going to go up another 1 diagonally, another 1. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, right there. And now we're going to mirror this and kind of have the exact same pattern going down. So we're going to have 1 right here, 1 right here, so that's 2. And then we'll have 1 more right there, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks of space in between each of these little gaps right there. From there, we'll get our prismarine bricks, and we'll go ahead and build the front of it. We're going to put 1, 2, 3 prismarine bricks right there, then 1, 2, 3 on this side as well. We'll get our warp stairs, and we'll put 2 warp stairs here. 2 warp stairs here, once again kind of mimicking on either side. From there we'll get our warp planks and we'll go up just a bit. I don't know exactly how tall just yet because I want to build from the top and find out. We'll get stripped warp stem, and from the middle we'll go 1, 2 down like so, and then we'll have a warp planks right there with 2 warp stairs right there and there. So I guess this part right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 of the warp planks tall. That's how big that part is right there. From there, I guess we could go ahead and start working on more of the interior frame first. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our prismarine bricks. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and place a stripped warp stem and make this go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the stripped hyphae on top like we did last time. We'll get the warp stairs and we'll do 1, 2, 3 warp stairs upside down. And we're actually going to do this on both sides. So I'm just going to hop over here real quick and do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and with that on top. We'll get our stripped warp stairs and 1, 2, 3, not stripped, just warp stairs, and have 3 of those upside down. From there, we can go ahead and start creating a little bit of our roof. And I'll actually go ahead, and we do want to mirror this pattern real quick again, where we go up 1, 2 diagonally, and then we go 1, 2, and 3 right there. And I'll go ahead and do it on this side as well. 1, 2. And you know what? I might as well do this one more time. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, because we do actually have this repeat twice. But I'll go a little bit quicker, or as quickly as I possibly can while building this thing. Because working with diagonals and stuff can be a little tricky, a little time consuming. But we go 3 right there. And then we'll do the same thing one last time right over here, which we might have to break some blocks later on. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have the 3 upside down stairs right there. We'll get this, and then we'll go up 1, 2 diagonally. It almost kind of looks like an underwater bunker, but it actually does start looking really, really cool. I'm happy with the way this turned out. So from there, we'll get our dark prismarine blocks, and we're going to go ahead and from this block, we're just going to go all the way over and have this extend 1 block over like so. And we're going to do that on every single one of these blocks. Just place 1 block of the dark prismarine going all the way over the top of the roof. And I will skip this part real quick because it is boring to watch. So let me go ahead and I'll do that real quick. With the glass filled in and everything, we're actually just going to keep using the exact same materials we have been using thus far. And thus far, what am I saying? I sound like a weird, I don't know, Shakespearean poet when I use the words like thus and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Okay, so what we're gonna do now though, is we will get our prismarine bricks and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 this way right here. And then we will put a stripped warp stem right there. And we'll have that go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of like we've been doing. We'll have the 3 upside down warp stairs here as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start going this way as well. So what we're gonna do is we'll get our prismarine bricks, just our regular prismarine bricks. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll go ahead and put another 1x5 post. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the stripped hyphae on top. And we're basically gonna have, we'll actually go ahead and get rid of this layer real quick. I accidentally went one layer too much, so we'll go ahead and remove that just for the time being. And we're basically just gonna have the roof curve. So we'll have these bricks curve right here so that this goes over this section. We'll have these bricks curve along the edge right here as well. And you'll basically just keep doing that. I would recommend first doing the little bit of structural bit though. So we'll get the stripped warp hyphae. We'll go up 1, and then we'll go up 2, and then we'll get the 1, 2, and the 3 right there. And then we'll have 1, 2 right here as well. And we might as well get the second structural post as well. Sorry, I should have done that first. Over here, we'll get our prismarine bricks. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna have the stripped warp stem. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the stripped hyphae on top, and then we'll go 1, 2 with the 3 up here, 2, 3, and then we'll have 1 right there, 2 right there. If that makes sense, yeah, it's the exact same arch, just kind of rotated 90 degrees. And we'll get the warp stairs. We'll put 3 upside down warp stairs here, and then on this one, obviously, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long. Let me paste that real quick. So now that we got that, we'll go ahead and start curving the roof. And that's really, really simple. All you literally do is just extend it and then curve it. Pretty darn simple, not hard to do. So once again, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for the entire bit of the roof. I will say, when you get to the middle part right here, I think it would be a good idea to actually stop curving because we will have a tower placed there in the middle. So go ahead and do this and then start filling out this section going all the way down as well. Kind of like that until you reach this block and line up with right there and then start curving down like this. So I'll just go ahead and show in video how I'm doing it because that did sound a bit confusing when I was explaining it, which I don't want it to be confusing. We'll go ahead and put this there. If you guys have any questions at all, if I'm going too fast at all, let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to explain it down there to you guys. And then we'll have this right here going across as well. And right there. And then we can go ahead and we'll put another post right here. It should line up directly with this one. It should be 7 blocks away from that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which that is perfect. So I'll have this go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the stripped hyphae on top. And then we can go ahead and put the upside down stairs as well, which is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. And I will say it'd probably be a good idea to go ahead and actually get some of the roofing done too, or the inside roofing. So that's just the upside down and the upright stairs right there with the 1, 2, 3 layers right there with the oak, or not the oak, the warp planks going in the middle kind of like this. So go ahead and start doing that to the build. And we can go ahead and fill it in on this one right here as well. Actually, hold off on that. I'm gonna go ahead and look at my other build and figure out what our next step is. You can add the dark prismarine slabs though too as well. So we'll go ahead and add these real quick like we did the last time with the other one, and we had one right there. All right, so now that we got that done, I'll go ahead, look and see what we can do next. If you want one last step, you can fill in these windows too with the light blue stained glass as well. Sorry if I'm going a little fast paced. Once again, I'm recording like the day before, which is never a smart idea, but I will get this tutorial done, I promise that for you guys. So all I really did was just fill in a bit of glass here and there. And the reason I didn't want to go ahead and do this curved section just yet is because we do actually have a tower that's going to go right here, and I really didn't want to mess it up. So using about the same materials that we were using before, we'll get our prismarine bricks, and from this post that we put earlier on, we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3 over. We're going to put a stripped warp stem, then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 over, put another stem, then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then this should be a 3 wide gap right here, and it should connect perfectly like that. If it did not connect, you did something wrong. You gotta watch the tutorial again and try to find out what your mistake was. But I think I'm being clear enough when it comes to what I'm doing and everything. So from there, we'll go ahead and for the time being, we'll just extend this post up quite a bit on each of these sides. I don't know exactly the full height of them, but we'll figure that out as we progress with our build. And I'll go ahead and actually extend this post as well right here. Yeah, so that looks like a good height. From there, what we can do is we get our warp stairs. We'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and just kind of start wrapping around, kind of like we've been doing. The same exact thing, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 right there. And then we can go ahead, and this is where I actually use my light blue stained glass to measure the height. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. And of course, you'll fill in the glass over here as well on each of these layers, which I'll go ahead and do that very, very quickly. I really like the light blue stained glass too, because with the ocean and everything, when you start looking through the windows, it looks like you can see right through. It doesn't have as much, I guess it's not as noticeable, and it looks really, really cool. Oops, that's only supposed to be 2 blocks tall right there. Whoopsie. So now that we got that, we got the glass right here, 5 tall. We'll go ahead and on top of that layer, we'll put some prismarine bricks. So we'll put 1, 2, 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then on top of that, we'll get our warp stairs and we'll put 3 upside down ones on each of these as well. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. And we'll actually go here and wrap it around on this inside layer as well. 2, 3. And you know what? We'll go ahead and put some of the prismarine bricks there too. I don't know exactly how this part goes on the interior, so we'll just do that for the time being, and we'll raise this post up a little bit more too. So raise up each of these just a little bit. And what we're going to do now is for the final height, we'll get 5 more layers of glass. So that's 1 layer, 2 layers, 3, 4, 5, and that should be the total height right there that I just raised it up to. So I'll actually lower these planks down to the height of the glass. And of course, we will put a little bit of a spire and make the tower on top and everything, but I don't know exactly how to do that just yet. So go ahead and fill in all the glass, and the total height you should have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, if I just counted that right. With that said though, we can go ahead and start working on the roof a bit more, which I'm actually going to go ahead and delete some of these blocks. Sorry about that. I told you to extend it, and that probably wasn't the best idea. From here, we'll go ahead and extend this dark prismarine block right around to this corner. We'll extend this one around this corner right here. We'll extend this and we'll have it go all the way across, connecting to this side over here. And then we'll have these 2 parts connect right there as well, creating this little bit of a roof line, making it look really nice and connected the whole thing, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. And yeah, I'll go ahead and look into the next part and see what that is. Don't forget to fill in this glass real quickly. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but don't forget to fill that in real quick. This next part, we're gonna go ahead and get some dark prismarine slab, prismarine wall, warped fence, and iron bars as well. And we're gonna go ahead and make an attempt at building this roof right here, which I might mess up. Ooh, and I forgot as well, some dark prismarine stairs. That's a big one too. Don't want to forget that, because that's important. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna make an attempt and see how this goes. For the very first part of this tower roof we're going to be doing, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the stairs right there. We'll put a slab. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do a slab, and I'm guessing you guys can predict the rest. It's basically the exact same, pretty symmetrical build, pretty easy. So right there, and then we'll have a slab right there. In the middle, we'll actually replace each one of these with a dark prismarine brick. So go ahead and do that in the middle of each one of these. And then we'll raise each of them by 1, I believe. So go ahead and place 1, 1, 1, 1 right there. Now we'll go ahead and wrap around this entire layer right here with dark prismarine bricks, and we might as well go ahead and just fill all of this actually in real quick, because I think that's what I did in my building tutorial. Yeah, that's looking about right. From there, we'll go ahead and actually raise these guys on the side. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and fill this in. If you don't want to fill it in, you can just put a torch and light it up so that mobs don't end up spawning in there. So now that we've got that though, we'll go ahead and we'll raise it by another 3 by 3 cubes right here. Then we'll go ahead and put a cross on top of that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1 right there. You can see the tower's already starting to take shape, which is always good. Then we'll raise it up 1, 2. We will get our prismarine walls out, which we'll put 1, 2 on top with the fence right there, or the iron bars, and that should be at the very top. And we'll get our prismarine walls and we'll put 1 right there, 1, 2 right there, and 1 right there. And we'll do that on each and every single of these corners real quick, lining it with the prismarine wall like so. I've never worked with these blocks before, but I really like them. They look really, really cool. From there, we'll go ahead and we'll start wrapping around this section right here on this top half of this glass with dark prismarine slabs. So we'll go ahead and wrap around all the way around this tower just to make it look a little bit more structurally supported. And to make it even more structurally supported, so we're going to put dark prismarine slab there, and we'll put 1 right here as well. If you want, those can be just dark prismarine blocks. It works either way. And on each corner, we'll put 1 slab here and 1 slab here as well. And I guess we can go ahead. I wasn't actually planning on doing this part just yet, but we'll go ahead and do it real quick. We'll put a prismarine wall right there with 1, 2, 3 warped fence and a 4 and 1 wall on top. I believe that's how tall it is. I might have that measurement wrong, so I'm going to clip real quick and see. After looking at it, it was most definitely right, so we are on the right track. So from here, we'll put one of the prismarine walls right there with 1, 2, 3, 4 on top. Whoops, 1 more right there. And then a prismarine wall right there. And then we're going to repeat the same thing right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with the wall on top as well. And we'll do the same thing right here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And if you guys could guess, we're actually going to do the exact same thing in the corner, except this time we won't start with a wall. We'll start with a warped fence instead. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 with the wall on top, and we'll do one more time over here in this corner. 1, 2, 3, whoops, not right there, on this block. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the prismarine wall right there on top as well. Now that we got that, we can start working on the roof just a little bit. So for the roof, if this is the block that goes one block over our entire build, we want to work on this layer right here. And what we're basically going to do is we're just going to add a slab on each and every single one of these blocks going over the entire top, just for a bit more depth. I don't know why, but it makes the roof look a lot cooler. We're going to do the same thing right over here. So just putting one slab on top of each of these little guys right here. And yeah, it makes it look a lot better. I don't know why. It makes it more rounded, I guess. So from there, we'll go ahead and we'll actually put another block right here in a full block, a dark prismarine block on top. So if we went right there and put another one right there, we would be able to put a block on top of it, as you can see right there. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my gallery so I can see, on my phone, so I can see what the picture looks like. Okay. From there, we'll get our dark prismarine slabs, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right there until we get to the middle of these two intersections. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there as well. And in this middle, we're actually going to go ahead and put a prismarine wall on top of that, prismarine wall here, and one right here as well. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, put one block there with the prismarine wall on top so that is smack in the middle. We'll go, we'll put, I think it is 1, 2, 3 slab, 1, 2, 3 slab, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I believe that's what that's supposed to look like right there too. And then we'll put the prismarine walls on top of that and that. And then we'll get our iron bars and put them on each of the prismarine walls we just put. So we'll go ahead and put these all the way around. And this makes the roof look a lot more wholesome. It looks a lot less square. And to make it look even less square, we're actually going to add even more detail. Right here in this corner that goes up the side, we're going to get our dark prismarine slabs out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And then down here, we're actually going to break a block and place a bottom half prismarine slab. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so, going around the entire roof. And it looks a lot better, looks a lot more rounded. This whole thing is starting to actually kind of come together, which is awesome. From there, I did say this is going to be all the materials we had, but we're actually going to grab a few more and just kind of construct this area real quick. Basically, what we're going to want to go ahead and do is do the same thing we've been doing with the upright stairs right here, the upside down stairs right there. And we'll do the same thing on this 7 long one. I said earlier not to do this yet because I just wasn't 100% sure, but I am 100% sure now. We have, yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to round right there, go around like this, wrap around. You just keep basically doing that until we get to this point, which from there we can wrap the stairs right here and here. And then we can go ahead and do in this corner as well. I will go ahead and I think we'll get a warped plank out real quick for this corner. Put one more plank right there. Actually, you know, we'll go ahead and put a slab actually. A warped slab will probably look a little bit better. Let me see. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And then we'll get our warped stairs and we'll wrap around right here. And we'll wrap around right here as well. And then in the middle, we'll put our warped planks going around so that we get this cool looking roof effect. And that looks just about right. I don't know how to do the interior part with this tower real quick. So I'll just go check real quick and then we can go ahead and fill that in. And also, I'm going to go ahead and fill in this glass wall real quick too. So let's do that. Okay, for the next part, we'll get the prismarine bricks, warped stairs, warped slab, warped fence, prismarine wall, and warped trapdoor. And I did say I was, and actually we do want the warped door as well in light blue glass. I knew I was forgetting something or two things. Okay, so I did say I was going to show this part real quick too, and I will do that real quickly because it's actually a pretty easy fix. Basically, we're just going to continue the upright warp stairs, so we'll have 3 right there. Then I'll have 3 upside down ones right there. Then on top of that, we'll go ahead and we'll get some warped planks out. There were a few materials I forgot. We'll put that right there. And then basically, we'll just have our warp stairs go across all the way like so. And that's what the interior of the roof should look like. While we are in here, might as well put the floor in as well for the next layer, which the floor for that is going to be on this layer right here. We just basically fill that all in, except for the middle block, or the middle black block, because that's where the ladder is going to be that goes up. Not necessarily ladder, we're actually going to use vines to get up there. But yeah, so just leave that right there, and that's that floor for the second story of the tower. And from there, we can get our light blue stained glass, and we'll put 1, 2, 3 right there with the warped door right outside in the front. So I'll go ahead and put that right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And from there, I guess we can use the trapdoors and all this stuff that I got too as well. So let's go. Ooh, that was one thing. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm always forgetting something in these tutorials, but I do eventually remember. So we'll get the warped planks and we'll actually put them right below these stairs. That's the only difference between all of these walls that we've already done. But now that we got that done, we'll go outside and we'll start working on kind of the, I don't know what you would call this, but just the foundational supports of the house, I guess. We'll get a prismarine wall, place it right there. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, or not 4, just 3 up. We'll do in this corner. We'll go ahead and do it in this corner as well. 2, 3. And basically just every place that we got a corner, we'll go ahead and do this. I don't know exactly if we do it in every single corner, but I know we do it in mostly every corner. I'll have to check my builds just to see where I place every single one, but I do know we put one right here as well. Then we go ahead and we'll put one in this corner right here. And that might be just about it actually for the supports that we place in. There might be a few more, I'll check just to make sure. And we'll get our trapdoors, and for more detail, we'll actually put them on these posts and make it kind of look like they are thick foundational pieces that stick into the ground, I guess. If we're building on sand, you do want a little bit of support for your house because sand's not the greatest, the greatest support material for building houses on. I'd much rather have my house built on concrete or granite or some sort of rock than sand. Okay. So now that we got that though, we got the trapdoors placed all in around, we can get our fence and we'll add a bit more detail. We'll put the warp fence and we'll actually just wrap underneath here real quick, going around like so on that layer. Over here we'll do the same thing of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then over here we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think that's something new. I don't remember fence actually grabbing onto glass in the past. I think that's something new, but I like it. That's kind of cool. And then from there, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there as well with the fence. And I will go ahead and look at my other build just to make sure this is all looking right. But if it is right, we're pretty much done actually. We're getting there. We're almost at the end of this tutorial. And then of course, interior decorations and all that fun stuff. So I'll go ahead and check out what we do next. For this next part, we're gonna real quick get some sand, warp trapdoor, and warp pressure plate. And I did say earlier that we were gonna have this warp door. I changed my mind on that just because it was kind of annoying trying to open that and try to step in and get inside the house. So yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to change it. So now what we're gonna do, now that we get the trapdoors and the sand and this pressure plate right here, is first I guess we can go ahead and create our door. But first of all, I think it would be a better idea to actually get some of the warped hyphae, because that's what this floor right here is gonna be made out of. And we'll put a pressure plate right here with the trapdoor right there so that when you're underwater and you walk through, all you literally have to do is just walk through this doorway and it becomes a lot easier to get in. So also get some warp hyphae out real quick too. But now what we'll do is we'll add in some decorational bits and pieces to this whole build and make it look really nice and pretty. So right here, we're gonna add 3 sand with 1, 2, 3 trapdoors. And this is intentional. If you do build a grid, the trapdoor should go on the grid. That's just a little minor thing. But yeah, that's how it should look. Up here, we'll have 1, 2, 3 sand with the trapdoors going around it like so, encompassing it so that it looks like we got some little plant carriers. We'll do the same thing on this side. So 1, 2, and 3, boom, boom, boom. And then we'll do the same thing right here as well. And we'll have this right here. And then we're also gonna add one of these right here in this big space. We'll have 1, 2, 3 sand with the trapdoors going around it like so. And I think we have one last one over here, which is 1, 2, 3 with the trapdoors here as well. I don't know if we have any more, but I don't think so. I think the rest of it that's how it should look, like that. And then we'll get some sand and we'll stack some up in the corners and everything to make it look just slightly buried. This doesn't have to be exactly block for block the way I'm doing it, but I'm just gonna make it look like there's sand just every once in a while, kind of crowding up the house a little bit, and adds a bit more detail too. It makes it look more realistic. Like some of the sand's wafted up a little bit onto the actual house itself. And we're actually gonna add that on top as well. We're gonna get more sand, and every once in a while, not everywhere, but we'll have some sand just kind of piled up onto the roof, maybe break a few blocks here and there, and just kind of have it spaced out every once in a while. You don't have to get it exactly the way I'm doing it again, but I will say, if you do end up putting sand on the side right here, it'd be a good idea to get trapdoors and wrap around like this. I don't know why, but it makes the detail look nicer. And the same thing if you put on this bottom layer here when you're doing this, make sure to put some trapdoors on the side like this, because it makes it feel like it's actually not about to fall off the roof. So go ahead and sporadically put some sand, and then I'll show you guys what that's supposed to look like. And before we move on, I'll actually just go ahead. I did say this was the only 3 materials you need, but let's get this warped hyphae out and get some of this floor done real quick. we're going to go ahead and for the floor, we're basically just going to replace a line, a border that goes around in warped hyphae, wrapping around this whole thing. So just start wrapping around. And you can probably hear my mouse going crazy as I click and replace, but if we go all the way around right to here, sweet, we got that. And then the middle, we'll actually get some concrete powder out, which I think I used cayenne concrete powder, and I also used cayenne wool. And for the floor, we'll kind of have a mixture of the two of them because they look very similar. So having the two intermix makes it look like we have a little bit of texture, which is really cool. And it makes the floor look a bit more dynamic, which is always good. We never want an undynamic floor, a floor that just looks super bland and that's made of one material, because then it just looks boring to the eye. But basically, we'll just fill in this whole thing with some of this concrete powder. I think this floor is a little bit different. I think I actually used just lapis lazuli blocks for that, which I've never used that in one of my builds. But I'll go ahead and check on this floor. So go ahead and do the sand on the roof and some of this stuff as well, like fill in this floor with the concrete powder and the warped hyphae and all that. And then we'll get back and see what's next. Real quick before we move on to the decoration stage and everything, I did forget there were a few details that I missed right here on this part of the build. We'll have a trapdoor here, then we'll have 1, 2, 3 trapdoors just kind of flat like that, and then we'll have another one right there. And we'll do this on all 4 corners of, or all 4 walls of the entire roof, like so. Yep, that's what we want that to look like. And I did forget to say too, to actually go ahead and replace some blocks, not all the time, but every once in a while, replace some of these blocks with some sand blocks. That way we get a bit of nice texture up here on this roof as well. And then the very last thing I was gonna say is I said earlier that I was gonna see what the floor was made out of, and I was right. We actually will use some lapis lazuli, which is odd because I don't use that very often, but we'll put the lapis lazuli over here. I think it looks really nice and oceany. So go ahead and do that. And just for an example, I'm still not done making this look perfect, but this is kind of what the sand on the roof is looking like. As you can see on the edges, I do have the trapdoors and stuff like that. But yeah, don't forget to do the towers. And then I think after that, we'll move on to the decoration stage. Now moving on to the interior decorations, which I forgot to actually fix that real quick. Let me get the pressure plate and do this and waste some of your guys' time who was watching. Okay, so when we walk in, we've got a bunch of interior decorations, and I'm really happy with this, the way this one turned out. It turned out pretty cool. So a lot of the details, and one of the cool things too, if you want to get this block for block, I am now doing a Minecraft Planet thing where I'm going to try to remember every single time to actually go ahead and put a link down to the world so you can get a world download for each of these builds. I'm going to try remembering doing that every single time so you guys can always see what it turns out like. So don't forget to check that out. Link down in the description. So now what we do is we show the decorations though, which for the decorations, as soon as you walk in, I have a table made of some prismarine brick stairs wrapping around, and I have this wool cloth on top of the crafting table in the middle, and some campfires and some cooked fish and seaweed and stuff like that, because it's sushi. You know, you're in the sea, it makes sense that you would eat that sort of thing. For some minor decorations, I do have some item frames on the walls full of fish and stuff. I got these twisting vines, which that's actually how I went ahead and get to the second story right here. So I just used a twisting vine that goes all the way through the top right there. Under each of the twisting vines for some lighting, I actually put some sea lanterns. That way we get some light in this build, because without the night vision effect that I'm wearing right now, it gets a little bit dark. But that's why I also have these lanterns placed strategically, and I have some hidden sea lanterns under the carpet and whatnot. You know, just the usual lighting drill and kind of stuff like that. Around the corner, every once in a while, I'll put some of these sea pickles, and I'll actually put some of the turtle eggs as well, because they add a little bit of color, a little bit of nice color to this otherwise very, very blue build. That's also why I use these regular lanterns instead of the Soulfire lanterns. Even though the Soulfire ones are really, really cool, the yellow adds a bit more color, which is what we really need when it becomes this kind of blue of an aquatic kind of build. But with that said, we've had some chains hanging from the ceiling holding some plants and pottery plants and stuff like that. I used a lot of melons because I thought those looked really cool as like aquatic plants. I don't know why. I actually had some right here and got rid of it. I don't know why. But with that said, we have some bookshelves up in this corner with a little table and some chairs right there. Once again, using some more of the turtle eggs. We've got some bookshelves over here and a book, and we got this nice big window, which when this is fully flooded through, you'll be able to see outside, and it looks really, really pretty with all the fish swimming around and everything. For storage, I mostly use shulker boxes that are, I think they're cayenne shulker boxes, just because they blend in well and they also, you know, fit this kind of color. For some rugs, I had this cool, it almost looks like I guess a Swedish flag. Is that what it is? I'm terrible with flags and countries. If that's wrong and I offended you, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But with that said, yeah, that's pretty much all the detail. Got some more vines, some more item frames, lanterns hanging from the ceiling and stuff. Got this cool sea lantern lamp right there in the middle. And then on the second story, we got some banners hanging every once in a while too, that are blue and light blue banners. And if we go up to the second floor, we actually have on this floor some smokers and furnaces and brewing stand and stuff like that. Just some stuff that you might want to be able to use, and some more plants and a tiny bit of storage right there in the shulker box. But that is basically about it. You guys can check out this world and download it on the in the link below on Planet Minecraft, and I'm going to start doing that with all my worlds because that is a smart idea. With that said though, we'll go ahead and move on to the very final step, which is the exterior decoration. So let's go ahead and hop on to the last part of this tutorial. I tell you what, this is where the build really gets really pretty looking. On each of these little stands right here, I use a lot of the brain coral fans and stuff like that. I use just coral in general everywhere, lots of seagrass on top of the build to make it look overgrown. I use these double high seagrass bushes because those look really cool too for the front of the entrances. And as you can see, I put a lot of detail under the roof just using these different colorful plants, making it look super pretty. I place them all over the place, just add a ton of color under the roof and make it look really nice. I don't think you can put these guys unfortunately on, oh no you can! I might actually add a few more of these because these things are so pretty and I like them. I thought you could only place them on sand, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, I just use a bunch of the different corals to really brighten up this roof, and I just place them around every once in a while. They look so cool, so bright. I wouldn't overdo it in any one particular. I would try to make it as spacious as possible and use as many different kinds, especially the yellow one. I really like the yellow one a lot. But yeah, as you can see around the roof, that's what I did. I also put a bunch of sea pickles because if we go ahead and effect clear at A, this way, if we have the sea pickles, it actually lights up your build and makes it so that it doesn't look as dark as the rest of the ocean would otherwise. It makes it look a lot nicer, a lot brighter, and it's kind of like the underwater lanterns that you can use. And it does look really cool though. I add just a lot of coral everywhere and seagrass and that sort of thing, and maybe I should even make some of the seagrass like double high and stuff. I'm gonna do a bit more editing to make this look absolutely perfect for the world download and everything, but as you guys can see, it did turn out really cool in the end. We can go inside real quick, check out the interior too. This is the interior once again, except we can look outside and there's the ocean right outside the window, which looks so cool. Oh my gosh, I love it, guys. But that is actually just about it. I think so. You guys can see from my little swivel right here, all the little details that we add on the outside and everything, and it looks really pretty. But I think that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and please tell your friends about this. If each of you guys were to tell your friends about this, I think we would be at about 120 something subscribers right now, which is absolutely madness. That is insane. So go ahead and tell your friends about this if they like Minecraft, because they'll hopefully enjoy my videos as well. And thank you guys who are faithfully following and watching all my videos and commenting as always. Huge support from you guys, and that's always so encouraging and so inspiring. Thank you guys for that. With that said, I have no idea what our next video is going to be. I kind of want to do something organic, something new, something different as a build. But I'll look into that. I haven't thought that far ahead just yet, as usual. But I don't really have much else to say. So I'll see you guys in whatever next video we got going on. Enjoy playing Minecraft as usual, and ciao.